In this video, we'll take a look at how to use Tableau to create filled maps in your visualizations. So in our previous video, we created circle maps and some very simple circle maps that looked at quarterbacks and other offensive positions in the NFL and the cities they came from. So which areas of the country did players come from more specifically. So one of the other ways we can create a map and provide some other levels of detail is by using a filled map. And filled maps are visualizations that take the shape or color in the shape of a country or a county or a specific geographic feature. And so you can replace the circles and with country shapes or county shapes or city shapes. So it depends on the geographic information you're looking for. So let's learn some Tableau. For this exercise, we'll connect to some samples that are provided in your Tableau desktop. And here we can click on World Indicators. And in our World Indicators, we have a number of data sources. And we can see that actually here's a case of population. So we're seeing world population. And here, we'd probably just like to create a new sheet. And you'll see that these measures, we have a number of different measures that we can look at. So GDP, CO2 emissions, energy usage. Okay? So let's create a filled map. So one of the first things you'll notice is that our geographic information here is our country region, which has the globe icon next to it. So if we select that country region, we can start to create maps. And for this, we'll create this kind of map. So all we've done is we have a map of the world with country region. So if we want to create this kind of filled map, it's very simple. So we can start here with our country region. And let's say we wanted to look or examine at CO2 emissions, which is an important issue in modern world politics, is our global environment. And we wanted to take a look at our CO2 emissions around the world. So we select both of those. We go to Show Me, and we select this here, Regular Maps. So in this case, what we see is the outlines of each country, right? So it looks like the political map of the world, and it uses color to show the range of CO2 emissions from the lowest to the highest. We can also change some of this because when we use this color blue, it looks, these are cooler colors, and if we're using this to describe, say, CO2 emissions, cooler colors don't necessarily tell me what's hotter or what's or more a bigger emitter versus a smaller emitter. So we would go to color and do some editing. So I'll edit the colors, and instead of using automatic, we'd probably want to use the orange, blue, and white diverging. Or we could even use red, blue, and white diverging. I like orange, blue, white diverging better. We could try using full color range. And there we go. So what we get are places that don't have, that they emit CO2, but some places are bigger emitters. And so from this map, it's very easy to say who are the biggest emitters: China, and the United States. We could even take the country, right, this country region, and drag it to label, and it could label these. That gets to be a bit confusing, a little too cluttered, so I think it's better to leave it like this and be able to hover over. And if I shrink the map a little bit more, or use my selector tool to move it in the window, we see that the United States is one of the biggest emitters. The United States and China are the biggest emitters. And we see that right here, Russia is close, in India, right? They're close. And then we look around for other big emitters, right? Germany is a big emitter. And so these are the biggest emitters. We see Saudi Arabia, Iran, they emit, South Africa. Now, suppose we wanted to look at adding more to this. So we'll take a break in this video. This shows you how to create a filled map, right? So you've created a filled map. And in the next video, we'll take a look at how to create a dual encoded map with this same population. So stick around.